Dr. Sarah here. Happy day to you. Wanted to show you two functional ways you can determine mobility with your body. So I have athletes who come in who are injured. I have people who come in who just feel like they can't move as well as they used to. And I use two of these basic assessments to figure out where people are, to figure out how to get them better before we strengthen them. So the first one I use is an overhead mobility movement. So most of the patients who come into my office who say they have shoulder issues actually have neck issues with shoulder immobility. A lot of this comes from poor biomechanics, from poor sports training in high school, or lack of mobility as an adult, and most people don't know how to regain it without hurting themselves. So what I oftentimes recommend is run to the dollar store and grab a broom. You can twist off the end of it where there's the bristles, and you just have the long arm here. So what I oftentimes ask patients to demonstrate for me in the office is wide arms, so make sure that your wingspan goes wider than your shoulders. Keep your arms straight, and what I instruct people to do is, keeping this flat, I want you to go as far up and over as you can without hurting yourself or bending your arms. So one of the things that we oftentimes do is keep it flat as far as you can go back. Now in my case, I can go all the way back here because I've practiced, I've got stability, and I've got muscle strength. A lot of patients that come in will get here and will start to bend, or we'll get all the way up here, and then we start to cave and collapse like this. So before you start adding 50-pound dumbbells to your bicep curls and your lat pull downs, make sure that we're at least getting a strong range of motion, or you're setting yourself up for lots of injury. The other one that I recommend doesn't require anything, and it's a simple squat. So I see people at the gym squat incorrectly, I see people in my office squat incorrectly, I see people squat all over the place, and a lot of it comes down to they've either never been shown how to do it, or they thought adding weights before learning proper biomechanics was mission critical. So this video is not to debate on whether a squat is the perfect exercise for glutes or the perfect exercise for hamstring activation. This video is specifically for making sure functionally someone can do it with the proper muscle activation without hurting themselves. So the first thing you want to make sure is that your feet are hip width apart. Don't go too wide. I always keep my toes straight out just to make sure that we're working on form. And usually what I tell people is put a chair behind you, and literally all you're going to do is you're going to pretend like you're going to sit down and try and touch that. So I'm sitting back into this without hunching over. I could hang out here for 4 hours. I feel stable. I feel nice and controlled right now. And the problem that I see with a lot of my athletes is either they have to cave over and they have to go up on their toes, and now their knees are over their ankles. From the side, oftentimes the knees go over the feet. And when the knees go over the feet, oftentimes you're putting so much pressure on your knees that my runners, my athletes who don't do a lot of weight training and they're only running will come in and complain of this because they try to do a squat and they're not prepared for it. So from the side here, pretend there's an invisible chair, arms out in front of you for balance. You're literally just going to sit back, weight on your heels, and you're going to come back up. So again, if you can't control your body movement down and you can't control your body movement up, we've got some work to do. Same thing with your overhead movement. If you're adding weights, if you're adding one leg exercises, or you're just feeling like you have nowhere to start and you feel like you need to figure out functionally where you're at, try these two tests. Give us a call at the office, make an appointment, and let me functionally go through and assess you. Again, everything that you need functionally, you have the ability to do. Sometimes you just need an outside perspective to make it a little bit better. So, hope you found those two tips helpful. If you've got questions, please comment below. If not, that is all for today, and we will see you guys soon. Thanks so much.